obviously got your complaint, which is just one sheet. It doesn't give you a whole lot of room to put down your thoughts of what happened that night. So
yeah, it's pretty brief. I'm not a great...
and that's fine. I just want to, the reason why I want to invite you in and get a sense of what's going on that way. If there's any questions about your account of things, I can ask you right now.
Awesome.
So this is just your chance to kind of go through the story instead of putting one paragraph down.
No, that's great. I appreciate that. So how should I start, or do you have questions? Or
just go through mainly because when I look at your complaint, which is in my office, but it alleges a couple of things. One being battery for touching you.
Yeah.
And the other being a retaliatory stop. I think.
Yeah, that's the majority of it is the retaliatory stop.
When I do an investigation, I just want to make sure that I'm investigating all of your complaints and all of your concerns.
Okay.
So that's why. Like I
should I just say what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
So I'm cruising Winchester, coming from Campbell towards Los Gatos, right before, kind of in between Sunny Oaks and Hacienda, and there's a bike lane there. So I made the light at Sunny Oaks and kept cruising through, and then right behind me was a group of cars, probably 5 or 6, maybe, guessing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get up to where his traffic stop was, he was parked at an angle. If you looked at his dash cam, you can see how he was parked. And he was talking with a pedestrian.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything different about him. He's just a pedestrian.
Sure.
I don't know what the stop was about. It kind of looked like he was harassing him. But when I came up to the car, I timed it where the cars were coming behind me, so I had to kind of slow down to an almost stop, let the cars kind of go around him also, because the tail end of his car is actually sticking into the road. It's not just blocking the bike lane, it's actually blocking the road. So the cars kind of bottlenecked, not bad. They didn't have to stop, but they all kind of had to weave around the back end of his car. So I waited a little bit. So when they cleared, I went around him and I just yelled out, "You're blocking the bike lane." Pretty much word for word, if you checked his body camera, that's what you should hear. You're blocking the bike lane.
Okay.
And I just kept cruising, not expecting anything because he's dealing with somebody. And I honestly didn't even think he was going to hear me because I was riding. So I wasn't even sure if he was paying attention to me. So I just kept on going. And the next thing I know, I mean, this is just within seconds. If you look at the dash camera, he's already left his stop in his car and already passing me to get ahead of me to turn right on Hacienda. That's within within seconds, probably within less than a minute's time. For me saying that to him to getting ahead of me, because he beat me to Hacienda.
Mm-hmm.
I started turning into the gas station because I jumped on the side. I always jump on the sidewalk right there before the gas station because the bike lane kind of disappears. And those cars, when they merge to turn right onto Hacienda, they just sweep in. And it's not really safe right there. And they go so fast right there that I just jumped on the sidewalk. As long as nobody's walking, I jump on the sidewalk. And I cut through the gas station right there. And he was already ahead of me and waiting for me. Both cars were there. I don't know where the second officer came from. He came out of nowhere.
Okay.
I honestly don't even know where he came from. But he was already there before I got there.
Okay. So sorry to
stop
you there.
Yeah.
Just trying to get a sense of what's going on. So, and you might not know names, but do you know which officer you're talking about?
The shorter one was the one that chased me down.
Okay.
And I don't remember his names. I have their business cards, but I'm terrible with. I didn't even remember your name. I described you as the officer with the dog.
That's all right.
Recording stop.
Okay. So
Okay.
So I came up to the two cars, and they actually have the entire Hacienda shut down because it's a one-lane road that's wide at first, but then it bottlenecks into a single lane. If you kind of know that spot right there, right in front of Effie's, it's wide for some reason, but it bottleneck's into one. Actually, I think after they redid it and did the bike lanes on both sides,
There's a big median.
Yeah, they did it really nice. They actually did that street really nice because it used to be a terrible street. Lived here for a long time. They had both lanes shut down, so I wasn't even sure what I was supposed to do when I came up behind them. So I kind of slowed down, and I just went into the middle of them. And if you check the body cam, because I don't remember word for what I said, I pretty much said, "What are you guys doing?" And I think he said, "Go through" or something like that. And I said, I think I repeated, and I honestly don't remember. I didn't turn my body camera on yet, and I don't have the recording yet. That's why I requested the body cameras and all that stuff, because I honestly don't remember what I said. But I think I said, "What are you guys doing?" because I wasn't sure if I was supposed to go through or not. And then all of a sudden he says, before he even gets out of the car, he says, "You're detained." So I was detained before he even got. Why was I detained?
Okay. So at that point, where were you?
We're on Hacienda now.
No, yeah.
Oh.
Were you on the street or on the sidewalk?
I was on the street because as soon as I pass the gas station, I come right back onto the street because once I get past that turning lane, I'm good. It's wide right there. There's a bike lane on Hacienda. That's why I don't continue on Winchester. I live another mile up.
Okay.
I turn on Hacienda because of that bike lane. If you go on Winchester past Hacienda, those cars pick up to like 40, 50 miles an hour sometimes right there. If you're local and you live right there, they pick up speed because there's not another traffic light until you get to Knowles.
Okay.
So they fly right there,
Mm-hmm.
and the bike lane gets I don't even know if it's actually labeled, but it gets really it's sketchy right there to ride your bike right there. I don't like it because the car's going too fast.
Sure.
So if I go that route, I usually take the trail, but it was dark time. If you notice the video, and I get off the trail if it's dark.
Okay.
So I take the streets if it's dark. It gets filled with gnats and homeless people and everything else.
Sure. Can understand.
So I actually take Hacienda for a reason because of that bike lane. So to answer your question, right, basically just past Effie's is where he had stopped. Right, basically where it bottlenecks. That's why they had the whole road shut down. Cars couldn't even get around them.
When you say the whole road.
That direction, from the W line to the curb.
Which, if I'm following and tracking you correct, would be westbound Hacienda.
Going away from the trail, yeah.
Yep.
Going away from Winchester, yeah.
Okay. So you turn right, the officers are now there.
Yeah, and honestly never saw that second one come up.
Were they blocking eastbound traffic too, or just
no, just
direction?
from the double yellow to the curb.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were blocking the bike lane there as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything. The whole road.
Right.
Literally from double yellow to the curb.
Okay.
Both SUVs side by side, picked parts side by side with each other.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, at that point, was there traffic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like 5 o'clock traffic, but it was like 7 o'clock, so it's the tail end of the traffic hour. And everybody uses Hacienda because it's a road that goes all the way through.
What time of day was this?
Roughly around 7, I'm guessing,
PM.
because it was just getting dark. And I think in the video, I don't remember, but I think it was already dark. Pretty sure it was.
Okay.
So probably 7:30.
All right.
At that time of the year. We've had that time change now.
So then the officer says you're detained.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what
he got out of his car. I got off my bike, walked it over to the curb, pushed it up on the curb, put the kickstand down, and I started to, I don't remember the timing of it. I actually have my body camera running because I turned it on somewhere around that point. I went to, during our interaction back and forth, I was probably yelling at him. I went to reach for my phone in my pocket. I had my phone in my pocket. And I was just wearing basketball shorts. It was the only thing I had on me. It was the only thing in either pocket was my phone. And I went to reach for it to grab it, to start recording. And that's when he grabbed me. So if you watch the body camera, you know what happened from there.
Sure.
He grabbed me, put it up behind my back. I have a really bad back. Even though I exercise every day, I have an unbelievably messed up back from a motorcycle accident a long time ago. It's why I exercise so religiously. That messed up my back and I'm not complaining. I'm not, saying anything like that. But that kind of twist on my arm does affect my back. And I'm not claiming any injuries on that. Okay. But it does affect my back when you do something like that to me because it is so severe.
Okay.
You don't need an x-ray to see it. My tailbone sticks out of my back. You can see it through the skin. So that kind of pushment and then grab the other one and push them both up like that messes with my back.
Okay. So you were reaching for your phone.
And I'm not claiming any injuries, period. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying.
So you were reaching for your phone and he
grabbed me.
Grabbed your arm and put it behind your back.
Yeah. And
then what?
Twisted up behind and then grabbed the other one.
Okay.
And then that's when he starts. And I think I even said, you can search me because I wanted to get my phone out. That's all I was trying to do is get my phone to record. And I think I said that. I'm pretty sure I said that.
Yeah. I
have that on this recording. But he searched me first. He went through my pockets and everything. And I had nothing. There was nothing in my pockets. I was like, right now. That was the only thing that was in my pocket was my phone.
Okay.
So he searched me, and I don't think that's, there was no reason for that. There was no reason to ID me. There was no reason to mess with me, period.
So you gave consent to search?
Only because he already had my arm twisted up behind my back.
Okay.
And I wanted to get my phone.
Okay.
So I said, I kind of did it under duress.
Okay, were you asked for consent or did you just offer consent?
I already had my arm twisted behind my back, and I said, "Go ahead and search me," because I wanted to get my phone out of my pocket. So I did it under duress. If you double check the body camera, I'm pretty sure my arm's already twisted up behind my back. Well, there was no reason for me to consent to search before that. The subject didn't even come up until he twisted my arm behind my back, and then I said, "Yeah, search me," because I wanted my phone. So yeah, I was under duress. I already had my arm twisted, and you can check his body camera to see that.
Okay.
There was no reason for him to put his hands on me. There was no reason for him to detain me. There was no reason for him to mess with me, period. I didn't even cuss at the guy. I just said, "You're blocking the bike lane." Like any normal person would have done if they would have had to slow down because cars were bottlenecking right there.
Okay. All right, then what?
Pretty much just arguing back and forth from there.
Okay.
Until the supervisor showed up. I mean, if you watch the video, that's pretty much it.
Right. Yeah.
You
no.
know, we just argue between the two of us, just arguing back and forth. Nothing important other than.
Was there anything that he said that you think was inappropriate during the arguing, back and forth, or I'm trying to get a gist of.
I think
exactly
I'm being classified because of the way I look right now.
Okay.
And I get classified like that all the time because of where I live. I grew my hair. I'm retired now. I've been retired for a couple years. I let my hair grow out. I wear a suit every day. I work 7 days a week. I own my own company. I had to wear a tie, hair like yours. People used to say I look like a cop all the time. When I retired, I dress comfortable. I wear my shorts. I skate. I ride my bike. I exercise every day. And I grew my hair out, and it grows ridiculously fast. It almost touches my waist now. And that happened in about a year and a half, 2 years' time. But I get judged like that all the time. Just the people walking in and out of this lobby gave me dirty looks. I'm just standing there.
Really?
Yeah.
What and why do you think that is?
It happens to me all the time. People, I don't know.
You referenced you get classified by the way you look.
My hair
today.
My hair.
You think hair?
Yeah, because I didn't get the same response when I had 2 years ago. Dressed the same way.
Okay.
I was asked to leave the bank one time, trying to withdraw $1,000.
Really?
Plenty of money in there. I had my driver's license and everything. I just opened the account. I hadn't received my ATM card yet. I went in to withdraw $1,000. I was going down to pick up a Fender Strat. I was all excited about it. I go in to withdraw $1,000 cash, and they refused it to me. And I said, "Well, I just opened the account a week and a half ago, but I haven't received the ATM card yet. But here's my driver's license. Here's my phone with all your emails opening the account." It was clear that I just opened an account, and there was plenty of money in there. I was only trying to withdraw $1,000. They refused me, and then I said, "Well, then I want to close my account," and they said no. And I said, "No, I want to close my account. If you're not going to let me withdraw the money, I'm not doing business with you. I'll close my account." They told me to leave, or they were going to call the police.
Did they say why?
I'm pretty sure it's because of my hair. Because I had my California ID. They scanned it in every way possible because it was a recent ID. They told me to leave.
Well, I, for one, if I could, I would grow long hair. So I'm tired of getting.
I had long hair as a kid. I grew up in Santa Monica, in Venice. I surfed, skate, and
I had a mullet, man.
Yeah.
Until 7th grade. Until 7th grade, first day of wrestling, I had to cut it.
What year were you born?
79.
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I was 14 in 79.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to
okay.
your interaction with the officers. So there's some arguing back and forth, and then the supervisor showed up, and then what?
He was completely, not going to be disrespectful, he was useless. I mean, he tried to say, "Oh, they were doing their report. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing." So blocking the road and shutting down the road to do a report seconds after, literally less than a minute after the one guy just harassed a homeless guy, they weren't doing a report. So I didn't appreciate that guy talking down to me. And it started from the very beginning. So I didn't appreciate your approach to this is night and day compared to the other guy.
Okay.
Absolutely night and day. The other guy was so disrespectful and just, backed the other guy no matter what he did, without even clearly knowing anything or really everything about it. He was going to be on the other guy's side no matter what, just like the tall officer. So I didn't have a problem with the taller officer in the beginning, but as I started to think about it, he should have stopped the other guy. He should have said, "Why are you harassing this guy?" He should have done something. Mm-hmm. When you have two officers there and one of them's clearly acting like an idiot or just overstepping his job, doing something like what this guy did, which was completely uncalled for. The taller officer should have said, you know what, let's go get some coffee and leave this guy alone. Let's go find something to do other than harass this guy for saying you're blocking the bike lane, which you were doing for no reason. That pedestrian stop before me could have been done. He did that, in my mind, he parked like that to intimidate that guy that was walking on the road.
And how did he park?
The way he must have been coming on Winchester and then just swooped in and just parked completely diagonal.
Okay.
That's why he was blocking everything, because he was completely diagonal. He didn't swoop in and park, like a normal person. He parked diagonal to the point where the back end of his car was blocking the part of the road, completely blocking my lane, but also blocking part of the road. And I think he did that to intimidate the guy. He probably pulled right up on him. I didn't see that. I'm just guessing because of the way he was parked.
Okay. It
looked like an intimidation thing. And as soon as he wasn't getting anywhere with that guy, he darted after me. Okay. So this guy's just out harassing people.
At the end of your interaction with the sergeant that showed up,
yeah.
Then what happened?
He called we talked on the phone. He said
while you were still on scene, was that the end of the contact? Were you released after
spoke
that?
With the supervisor for probably, I don't remember exactly, it's on my camera, but it's probably at least 10-15 minutes, maybe even longer.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly, but it went nowhere, because he was basically trying to tell me, they were doing their paperwork. He called it a RIPA or something like that. Mm-hmm. He says, we have to do this after every stop. No, you don't need to shut down the street. You don't need to shut down the street to do that.
Sure.
And there was no reason. What was there even a report written about the person that they were harassing before me? Mm-hmm. He wasn't doing a report. He stopped to wait for me. He raced up and got in front of me and waited for me.
Okay. So, but then were you cited?
No, there was nothing to cite me for.
Okay.
What would I have been cited? Honestly, what would I have been cited for?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
I had lights on my bike, tail light, headlight, everything. The bike was completely, normal.
Right.
I was normal. I had nothing on me. He searched me. There was nothing.
And the reason for the stop was?
That's what I want to know.
Was it?
He was retaliating because I said I had enough nerve to tell him you're blocking the bike.
Did he ever give you a reason for the stop?
He said I was riding on the side. Oh, I'm sorry. He said I was riding on the sidewalk.
Okay.
Yeah, he said I was riding. I'm sorry, I kind of blocked that out.
So there is a municipal code in Campbell.
But the thing was, so that completely is crap, because for one thing, he was already left his guy,
right,
darted in front of me before I even got on the sidewalk.
Okay.
He had already chased after me and got ahead of me before I even got up onto the sidewalk, because I was in the street when I passed him.
Right.
I got up on the curb at that very last block because it's a very short spot, but it's that turning lane, and I always avoid it if there's nobody walking. So I jumped on the curb. He was already coming after me. Matter of fact, I think he had already passed me before I even got to that spot. I'm not sure. You have to check his dash cam to see where we were relative to that. But no, and the thing was, once I got over there, he said, "Go ahead and go through." When I came up in between the two cars, because I wasn't sure what to do, were they going to not let me go through, or were they blocking everybody? Were they doing something completely different, or was he just messing with me? So when I came up between the two cars, I said, "What are you guys doing?" Or something like that. Whatever if you watch the camera, you'll know what I said. Mm-hmm. And then he said, "Keep going." So no, I wasn't being detained because of the sidewalk thing. He had already said, "Keep going."
Okay.
So that wipes that out.
Okay.
He was just messing with me. And then as soon as he said, "Keep going," I said, "Well, what?" I said, "Well, what are you guys doing?" Then he says, "Well, you're detained," or something like that. And then he got out of the car. And when he got out of the car, I just calmly walked my bike over to the sidewalk, picked it up onto the curb, and put the kickstand down and waited for him.
So he says, "Keep going." And then at what point, if you had to guess, what was it that changed his mind to detain you at that point?
Because I think after, and I don't remember, did you, I'm being honest, I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you watch the body camera?
I have. I just want to know what. So oftentimes what happens, and we see it, like even when I watch my own video, I'm used to being on body cameras. That's why we have ours, and when I'm on patrol,
you're used to it.
like I will my memory of something will be a little bit different than when I watch it. I'm like,
That's
oh
normal.
yeah, he
Yeah.
said that.
No,
oh
it's
yeah,
totally normal.
So your feelings and your
Exactly.
perception
That's why I keep
is-
saying I'm not sure.
is different than what cameras will
Yeah,
show.
well, what did I say
Which is
then?
why I wanted to do.
Yeah, so I don't remember. And I think I said, "What are you guys doing?" or something.
Something to that effect.
Yeah, I said something like, I may have cussed.
Yeah.
At that point, I may have cussed. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember what I said. But I'm pretty sure I said something like, "What are you guys doing?" I may have said, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" I don't remember. But then he said, "Is that when he said you're detained?"
I don't recall at the sequence.
Yeah,
I'd have to
but
go
you
back
know
and-
he said I was detained before he even got out of the car.
Yeah.
And you know he said that after he said, "Keep on going through."
I believe so.
Yeah.
So
he wasn't
Okay.
stopping for the sidewalk then.
and then so at that point, so we're going backwards. At that point, where were you? Were you in between their cars?
Yeah, right. If we're talking about where I think you're talking about, yeah. When we're talking about when he said you're detained, yeah, I'm right.
So
in between
one's
the
kind
two
of
cars.
parked in the.
He's on the very right, almost to the curb, and then
So
the
if
other
this
one.
is the lane, right? Here's the lane. Here's the bike lane, kind of, and here's the double yellow,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then one officer was kind of parked here. Is that correct?
Yep.
And then one was parked the opposite way here.
Not
And
the
then
opposite
Were you
way.
able to get through?
Not the opposite way. I'm pretty sure they were facing the same
Are there,
direction.
if they were both facing, were you able to get through, or
Yeah,
were you
because
over on this side?
that's where we were actually talking.
You were in between.
In between the two
Okay,
cars.
okay.
Yeah. Right to his driver's window. So there was probably 5 feet in between the two cars.
Okay.
Enough room for me to casually ride in between the two cars, but not enough room for a car to go through.
Gotcha.
Just maybe
Okay.
the width of this stuff right here, something like that.
All right. So, if you now I've got a better indication of what was going on. If you had to bullet point the complaints that you had, can you go through those?
Yeah. First, and it's kind of trivial, but it is an issue because it happens regularly. Him blocking the bike lane. He didn't need to for him to do that stop. He didn't need to do that. He could have even, because it was a pedestrian, he had every ability to even make a U-turn or pull into one of the driveways, or that's a very short block where he would stop that guy.
Okay.
There was
so
a
you're
lot
talking,
more.
You're not talking about when you passed him.
I'm talking about I'm starting from the very beginning. So he should never have parked the way he did. It's a tactic to be intimidating.
Okay.
It's a way. Not all officers act like this, but some like to make a show. And he didn't care if he was blocking traffic, clearly, because he did it twice.
Okay.
Within minutes of each other. He did it to intimidate that first guy, the way he pulled in like that. Not caring about blocking the bike lane or blocking, so it didn't matter about anybody else's safety.
Mm-hmm.
It was him intimidating that guy that he pulled up on, who looked like he might have been hard on his left.
Okay. So blocking the bike lane on the stop previous to your contact with
Yeah.
him. Okay.
Not caring about public safety.
Okay.
I mean, this is my neighborhood. He probably doesn't live here, so he's coming into my neighborhood to be an asshole.
Okay.
For no reason.
And then what else?
He could have done that stop a lot better, and then abandoning that stop. So if you watch the body camera, which I'm curious to know what was going on between him and that guy, that he was able to just walk away and jump and literally jump in his car and beat me to even the gas. He was already passing me. If you look on the dash cam, you should know better than I do, because I don't remember. Pretty sure he passed me before I even got to the gas station, which means he bailed his stop and jumped in his car and went after me.
Okay.
It was that quick.
Okay. And then.
And then
What else would be
the
your
stop. So being detained for no reason. There's no reason to detain me. He straight out said, "You're detained." Then he put his hands on me when I reached. And there's no law. I understand officer safety, but there's no law that says I can't put my hands in my pocket. And I understand what you guys are saying, and I get that. But there's no law that says I can't put my hands in my pocket and reach for my phone. So he had no right to put his hands on me and grab me while I was doing that, and then grab my other arm and then twist him up behind my back, and then search me. Even though I did it, I gave him consent, which because you heard the video. I did it under duress because he already had my arms twisted up behind my back.
Okay. Okay.
And forced to ID or go to jail. told him I didn't have to ID. I didn't do anything wrong. He says, well, then you could be arrested for that. That's another charge. I don't remember how he worded it. You'll remember better than I do, but I should have reviewed the body camera before I came over here. I didn't.
That's
sorry. But I figured you probably.
In some ways, it's better because.
I'm just going right off the top of my head. Yeah, I didn't study for this.
We can both look. Well, we can both look at the video. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But
no,
your,
exactly.
Your feelings
yeah.
of what happened.
No, that's why I didn't watch the video. I wanted to just come in and say it.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
I think that covers everything.
Okay.
And against the second officer, like I said before, in the heat of the moment, he wasn't really doing anything wrong. But in a way, he was doing the exact same thing the other guy was doing. He should have stopped it.
Okay.
He should have stepped in and said, "This is stupid, man. Let's go do something, what our jobs need to be, getting done. Not harassing some guy on a bike because he has long hair and told you not to block the bike lane. There was no reason for that. That second officer should. I know he looked young, and he might have been younger than the other one. I couldn't tell. He looked younger. Younger or not, and whether the other guy's a supervisor or not, you need to step up and say, "Hey, this is stupid. Let's just go." It's like the female officer that got choked out by that supervisor because she reached in and grabbed his belt when he was attacking that guy. I don't know if you saw that video. That's all over. That's ridiculous. She was doing the right thing.
She was doing the right thing.
And so she gets retaliated on, and that guy's telling everybody to turn off his body cameras and everything. Don't let Campbell turn into that kind of neighborhood.
That I guarantee isn't going to happen. Yeah. Okay. All right.
No, so if you watched, I don't know if you went to my channel, I have problems with Las Gatas.
I've seen.
Yeah. Clearly. there's no love lost, and they're not on my Christmas list. I'm not spending any money on them on Christmas for shopping.
Right.
But it's all for a reason. And if you watch all the videos to the very beginning, it's all started because of what they did to me. I just stand up for myself.
I didn't see. I saw a couple.
Yeah,
I think I was looking for this one when I found it.
Yeah,
I couldn't find this one.
So it makes me look like I'm this guy that hates cops and everything. No, I hate cops that do stuff like that.
Is your interaction during our stop that we're talking about today on your YouTube channel?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Got 105,000 views in like a week.
I couldn't find it, but I found the Las Gatas one.
Yeah, there's other channels that are picking up that video. There's another channel that's got like 500,000 subscribers. They got like 85,000 views in like 2 days, and I've never gone back to check on it. I only even knew about it because they sent me a message saying that they were going to highlight my video, and all of a sudden I'm getting all kinds of other huge channels that have 500,000 subscribers messaging me saying we just highlighted one of your videos. So my videos are going to be. My channel is tiny, and it wasn't meant for. It's going to sound stupid and naive. It wasn't really meant for all that. I was just documenting on the crap that I was going on with Las Gatas.
Gotcha.
It was, and literally for like the first 3 months, I had like 2 subscribers. One was the police department, which I'm pretty sure it was the Las Gatas Police Department, and the other one was a guy named James Freeman, and he's one of the biggest civil activists on YouTube, and he was my second subscriber. Up until I put that one at the Las Gatas car show, all of a sudden I got like 300 subscribers. This one with you guys got over 1,000 subscribers and 105,000 views. So between my channel and the other guy's channel, there's like 200,000 people that saw that video of the camel cop. And it doesn't look good.
Okay.
It doesn't look good. A lot of people are saying that don't live around here. What city is this? Because I don't want to go there. If you looked at the comments, have you read any of the comments?
No.
A lot of
I think you have to log in. I don't have,
okay.
Purposefully, I don't have a YouTube
subscription. No, I think there's better news on YouTube. You actually have a better news source. Because news... the nationwide news is controlled, and YouTube is done by independent journalists, so they're not.
Okay.
They're not.
Probably get a little bit more accurate news.
They're more willing to tell the truth.
That's good.
And
we need more of that.
Yeah, the news channels won't do that. So I've actually asked the local news here to investigate Las Gatas because they've got real problems because their 2 town attorneys lied on paper. What we're doing right now, they reviewed it and then lied on it and then did the review and then signed it. That's lying on a police report. So that's I've already got the paper to do the with the state bar, so they're going to get disbarred. You can't lie on people. And then the very beginning of this whole thing was with one of the Las Gatas cops named Fleming. It turns out that he lied on the police report because he listed me as a suspect on something that I called the police on. I had a neighbor approach me covered in blood. I called 911. He listed me as a suspect in that call. which means he lied on the police report because I didn't do anything.
Right.
So don't step into Los Gatos' shoes because I'm not gonna, I'm about as mellow as you can get until somebody messes with me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna just let it go. There was no reason for what happened. As small as it seems, some cock blocking a bike lane and then harassing me for 15 or 20 minutes. I know that seems small, and you got better things to do with your time, a lot more important things to do with your time. But for that guy's attitude, that means he's doing that all over the place, and I'm not gonna let him do that. And not in my neighborhood. He's not gonna come in my neighborhood and treat me like shit where I live and block the bike lane, and then mess with me and then assume that I'm one way because I look somewhat. I have long hair and I look that. He thought he was gonna get me on warrants. That's why he wanted my ID. He said this guy's got to have warrants because of the way he looks. There's no way this guy doesn't have warrants. Sorry, not that guy. You guys can look at my record. I don't have a record. I'm a retired business owner. That's about it. That's as far as it goes.
Okay. Well.
So one of the questions is, so I did mess up on the request for the body camera and the dash cam footage. I didn't put it on the initial complaint.
Correct.
And when I came in the second time, it's already been, if I'm kind of lost track of because of Thanksgiving and I got busy with other things, it's beyond that time again, isn't it?
I have no clue.
So shouldn't I be able to get that?
I can check on it as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, that would be
awesome. I will check on that. See if you put in a request in
for the dash camera.
Did you come in person and do that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll check.
Yeah.
When we're done here, I'll check.
Awesome.
One last question for you, from my point of view. Based on everything that's going on and all the complaints that you have, what do you think should happen here?
So I because I don't handle this kind of stuff on it every day, you're more professional about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I already have in my mind what I want done. What do you think should be done?
Well, I don't know yet, and it's not up to me. That would be up to my bosses. I just investigate what happened, and then I write a report about what happened.
Because I don't want the guy to lose his job.
Okay.
I don't know if the guy has kids. I don't know if he's making a house payment. It's not that big of a deal. But the thing is, like, this is his personality. This is his character. So I'm saying this is small, but this is something that he does. This is what he interacts with the public. That's why I'm pushing it so hard.
Okay.
Because that needs to be understand that
I just want to get a sense of what you want to accomplish out of it.
Like off work for without pay for a month.
Gotcha.
And on his record. And to go back for some kind of training that deals with handling with the public. That you don't have, because you're wearing a uniform and you have a gun and a badge, doesn't mean you can talk to anybody any way you want. You have to, because you most likely don't live in that neighborhood. You should be cool to the people that live there. You shouldn't come into somebody else's neighborhood and be an asshole. Which is basically what he was doing that night. He was harassing some guy that was walking, bailed out on him, took off after me, tried to harass me. There was no reason for that. There was no crime. It wasn't like I ran a red light or didn't have lights on my back or anything like that. He chased after me because I said, "You're blocking the bike lane." As simple as that. He chased after me because of that, which shows his character. Maybe he shouldn't be a cop. Maybe he should be on desk job. I'm not saying lose his job, but maybe he shouldn't be out on the street. Maybe he should be working in here.